Hey guys, Zalgadis115 here, and the time has finally come for us to tackle the 2 of the 3 remaining achievements of Tomb Raider 3. So in today's video, you are gonna see me do a run where we are gonna beat the entirety of Tomb Raider 3 under 6 hours, unlocking the I only play for sport always achievement, and also unlocking the incredibly hard-boiled achievement. Both of these are gonna be the subject of today's video, and before we just dive into the action, I want to discuss a couple of things and give a few disclaimers. First and foremost, and I think the most important being, this guide is supposed to be a bit more on the easy side, casual and approachable by everyone. I assume vast majority of you guys, am not the speedrunner. I'm not that good at classic Tomb Raiders. I don't have that ambition nor the skills. This is going to be a guide from someone who does consider himself a Tomb Raider veteran, but providing easy to replicate tricks that work reliably well for you to have an easier time unlocking these trophies. Now, whether we were successful or not, you can already tell by the rough length of this video, of course, if we manage to do it under 6 hours. But very important thing, please do not skip ahead and check the final time. You know, let's make it fun, let's keep it as a surprise for when you reach the end, but you can absolutely use the description to just skip to the video that you are perhaps struggling with in your own run and then move on. That's absolutely fine, and that's what the timestamps are here for. Now, I did mention not being a speedrunner, but there is one speedrunner that was a huge inspiration for me for tackling this video in this certain way, and they are called Creden or Shredden. Sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce the channel name, but they've been doing this for quite a while, and years back they uploaded a glitchless run of the original Tomb Raider 3, and my god, they are phenomenal guides. So I'm gonna provide a description to that channel below so that you can also check it out. There are gonna be so many tricks of the trade that you will not see me do in this video, but also vice versa, because I also used a couple of reliable and more easy to use glitches that they didn't, because those were glitchless runs, okay? So just keep that in mind. If you feel dirty about using any sort of glitches, honestly, personally, I've never been clear on why inventory buffers are considered a glitch, are not considered a glitch, why flare animation cancelling is not considered a glitch, and that kind of stuff. Just scrap all that. I don't care about any speedrunning pride. I'm not a speedrunner. I'm just gonna show you a reliable way to do this. Now, a couple of sort of design principles I just want to go over. The reason I'm combining this with an incredibly hard-boiled achievement, that is to use pistols only, might seem counterintuitive, because using the weakest gun, surely that's gonna prolong all the fights and increase our time total, right? Correct. But it also naturally promotes a more of a pacifist run, meaning we'll try to outrun and avoid fighting as many enemies as we can, only getting rid of those that truly get in our way, and also it will mean you can save up time on picking up any other weapons or ammunition. Only some key items will be required and few medpacks and flare boxes. So that's gonna save a lot of time, and that's why these 2 achievements are a lot of fun, outside of encouraging more of a pacifist run, okay? So that's essentially it. One important thing, I have not tested this, it's just a running theory right now, but there is a single vehicle in Tomb Raider 3 that can fire shots. Remember the underwater propulsion vehicle? Well, this thing can fire off harpoons. I have not actually tested whether this disables the incredibly hard-boiled achievement or not, but guys, just to be on the safe side, make sure not to fire off a single harpoon from this thing, okay? Actually, if you follow my guide, you should even have no harpoons in your inventory, but maybe just to be on the safe side, do not even press the action firing key whilst you are controlling this thing in Lutz Gate level. Okay guys? So that's all I wanted to cover here. Please have fun or skip just to the level that you're struggling with. Hopefully this guide will be useful, and rather than being, you know, a full-on commentary guide, I'm just gonna be popping in and out casually, depending on if I think the situation requires it, to offer some additional explanation as to what I'm trying to pull off here and there, okay? So it's gonna be more of a seldom commentary thing, and I'm gonna see you guys when we reconvene at the very end to finally see just how much time did it take us to speedrun through Tomb Raider 3 Remastered. Now, right from the get-go, Lara's quest was doomed to fail. She didn't put on her lucky sunglasses. Guys, this is the most important thing of the entire run. Put them on. They're gonna bring you the luck that you need to make this. Now I always struggled with this jump, hence I'm gonna save, and I can't recommend saving in situations like these enough to try over and over until you'll succeed. Now in this case I'm showing you how I failed the first attempt and succeeded on the second. However, in case you guys are wondering why occasionally a health bar will randomly appear on the screen, that's me essentially putting the footage together after having reloaded due to either failing, taking a break, or just checking if the footage recorded. So that's that mystery, but of course I'll try to keep such instances to minimum. So there we go, the first level is behind us and now you know what to expect from the video. Now to be fair, not every level is gonna have quite an awesome skip like the jungle, and the temple ruins is a perfect example of that, a level where we'll have to play by the rules. Let's see how we'll be doing. Now throughout this run I'm gonna show you where all sorts of nearby medpacks or flare boxes are, the kinds where we don't have to go too far and stray off the path to get. By the way, using this kind of jump and a skip, you will unlock her airness achievement. Now please do not even think about engaging these statues. They take forever to bring down with pistols. Now unfortunately there'll be 2 Shiva statues that we'll have to kill in order to beat the level later on, but there are also gonna be 2, just like this one, that will just outrun and save plenty of time. Just because I'm nice, I decided to show you how to unlock the Ichnophobia achievement again. So the key here isn't to avoid the swinging blade trap, that part is easy, the problems are the 2 encroaching spiky walls coming from left and right. The trick is to align yourself perfectly at the center of this corridor, meaning Lara will bypass both of them. Fun fact, you don't need to turn on the flames nor take out a flare to make these platforms visible. Once you know where they are, Lara is smart enough to grab them at exactly the right time, so you can use them without making these visible, which is awesome. There's a reason I didn't try to do a third somersault here, but instead crawled under the blade, and that's that Lara would still get sliced open if you were to try somersaulting. Trust me, I have learned the painful way. Now make sure you are aligned at exactly 45 degrees when jumping in between the corners of two movable blocks like this, otherwise you run the risk of disappearing from the map. Imagine my surprise when we pressed the lever, the room flooded and the monkeys inside the pool died instantly. I had no idea you can kill monkeys in this way, but I've learned something new. Now this will not increase your in-game kills count, however, we still know Lara is responsible. If you make an additional jump here over the archway before dropping down, you'll trigger the boulders safely, allowing you to bypass them altogether. Now, around the corner behind the fire statue here, we are gonna fight 2 statues with our pistols only. I wish there was a way around this, but there's not. Make sure to only trigger each one at a time so you don't end up fighting both at the same time, and make sure to get as close as possible to land those pistol shots before backing up. It's the only way they open themselves up for attack. The reason why I prioritized these two keys without the third first is essentially to avoid fighting the final statue altogether. Just nab the key, make sure to then put it into the nearest lock mechanism, and into the level exit you go without having to fire a single shot at the damn thing. "16 minutes, absolutely unacceptable. Don't get discouraged, guys, this is the second longest level of today's run. As a little consolation prize, we have unlocked Ichmophobia via not getting hit by any spiky walls or ceilings. Now, let's cheer ourselves up with River Genghis. This for me was a dream coming true. Finally I could beat River Genghis, hopping onto the quad bike and dismounting only when absolutely necessary, beelining straight towards the end. Guys, enjoy this run as much as I enjoyed making it. Three and a half minutes despite the damn vulture's best efforts to impede us. Now, on to an even shorter level. Straight from the get-go, I'm gonna take you to a large drop, which will allow us to skip an entire floor of the caves of Kaliya. Not only that, but also I want to show you the fastest, most direct route, whilst avoiding all those nasty poisonous snakes. This right here was the first instance of an unavoidable boss we had to take down using pistols. This will happen a couple of more times during this run, nevertheless a very good practice. By the way, make sure not to save here like I did, because I was at a risk at making a fatal save where each time I would reload I'd be pushed into the lava because of the still unfinished explosion animation frames after Tony's death. Thankfully, that's not what happened. Just be very careful and let that ledge cool off for a while after his death. Anywho, on to Nevada next. Now, whilst we try to outrun as many enemies as we can, I can't recommend taking the time to kill these two vultures enough. These guys are willing to follow you absolutely everywhere, making the following mountain climb quite annoying. Now what if I was to tell you that you can beat Nevada Desert without using the quad bike? This is something that I picked up from Retro Achievements. You can absolutely grab and climb over the barbed wire fence at the very end, although this is fairly difficult and might take a couple of attempts, so I can't recommend saving enough. So that's Nevada Desert, 8 minutes, not the worst, but not the best either. As a little consolation, we have killed no crazies running around, meaning you can also unlock the Lost Souls Are Forgiven achievement this way. As much as I appreciate this waking up cutscene, the unfortunate consequence is that the clock is in fact ticking during it. So this edition of the remasters will add you an extra half a minute to your overall run, as opposed to the originals, but we'll make up for that via crawl somersaulting. Now the first prisoner we release around the corner here is the One. He is invincible and can take on anyone. However, the more prisoners you release, the faster overall job they'll do of finishing off those 2 guards they'll need to. So it's entirely up to you whether you want to release more or just the one, but I'm gonna take this gamble and release just this one. And guess what? The gamble absolutely did not pay off, and there's unfortunately no way to help the idiotic prisoner out. We'll just have to sit through this and wait for that sweet sound of the guard dying. saving here is gonna save you a lot of time, because you don't actually need to turn the fires off. It's all about the exact momentum of how you drop holding the action key and immediately roll out of harm's way. This can take a couple of attempts, of course. And this is where I decided I'm also going to show you how to unlock the Limbo Master achievement in case you haven't already done so, because we're going to avoid being targeted and noticed by all turrets in the high security compound and the Area 51 levels. So enjoy the added challenge. Now this skip, reaching the bottom without moving the satellite dish, requires you to be almost at full health. So this is where all those little medpacks we've been collecting on the way will truly pay off. Now, I was very curious to find out what is it we are gonna find in the vault, having essentially skipped almost all the goodies in India and Nevada desert levels, and lo and behold, there's the full package showing ammo and everything, and oh, when we pick it up, it's just medpacks and flares. So this confirms there is some dependency based on what you find in the previous levels to see what care package in Tomb Raider 3 Remastered you get in the high-sec compound vault. And again, like I confirmed in my previous Let's Play series, this is not one-to-one conversion of all you had, but at least we now know that the more you pick up before, the more you get here, even if you don't get everything 100%. And yes, we are absolutely leaving Desert Eagle behind so that we are never ever tempted to use anything else than the pistols. Now, talking about pistols, here we go. Make sure not to finish off this guardsman whilst he's standing on top of the yellow laser that, by the way, he seems to be immune to. It will make picking up the next key item, as you can imagine, quite tricky. Instead, hide behind the corner, this will draw him out, and then finish him off. And so ends the longest level of today's run. But don't worry, it's all gonna get faster from here, and as a little bonus, all the prisoners are alive, also helped by the fact we did not even release them from their prison cells at the very beginning. On to Area 51. You know, it's moments like these where I really wonder, am I really the right person to be making any kind of guides? It's a bit of a bummer I didn't think about this in our main Let's Play series, but you can just ignore the whole jumping around the ceiling of the hangar exercise and just aim straight for the girder at the other side and drop to the UFO like this. If you want to avoid monkey swinging, you will need to make the perfect setup for this jump, and this is achieved via dropping and re-climbing the ledge. However, the time you'll save up not monkey swinging is absolutely worthwhile. The good thing is that you don't have to fight anyone inside the UFO, just make a beeline for element 115, grab it and finish area 51, also unlocking the Limbo Master achievement if you haven't already, as we haven't touched a single laser nor triggered a single turret. Nevada is the longest chapter of today's run despite being only 3 levels long. South Pacific is where things will really pick up the pace. If you haven't done so already, this is a good opportunity to unlock the From the Flanks achievement, because we are taking the path without the Smuggler's Key, but with the Serpent Stones, which is a much faster way into the village than the Smuggler's Cave itself. Now, if you do finally end up getting poisoned in the village, just like I did now, that's okay, do not panic. Wait for a while before Lara's health bar drops at least under half her health before wasting a precious medpack. You, after all, never know when you are just about to get poisoned again. If you do happen to end up getting poisoned again, just try to finish the level without popping a medpack. You'll find Lara completely cured of poison at the beginning of the next one. Applying your mad skills will also net you the Frog Jumps achievement in case you haven't unlocked it already. Remember, to get out of this level, we need to blow up a wall. To blow up a wall, we need a rocket launcher. To get to the rocket launcher, we need 2 keys. So just make a beeline to each area with the dead soldier's keys, and then let's make it into the airplane as soon as possible. Now, drawing and dropping flares can work wonders on nearly blind Mama T-Rex, however, in this particular run, it didn't really help me out a lot. However, guys, please try it out and see if it distracts her long enough for you to slip past unnoticed. Now, as much as I'd love to tell you, just ignore all the raptors and press the 3 levers, I have found this to be impossible. After pressing the 2, make sure to fire off a few warning shots at them to make every raptor leave or at least start leaving the room. This is sufficient for the AI to realize you are an unreachable target and for them to try and run away. Then make a beeline for the 3rd lever and back onto the platform of safety and redemption. Dropping into the plane from a roll via releasing the action key at the very last second, you'll end up on a ledge underneath it, avoiding triggering the raptor inside the plane altogether. After putting in both keys, that raptor will no longer appear inside the plane. This will allow you to avoid taking some unnecessary damage. Please note that firing rockets of this rocket launcher will not in any shape or form invalidate your incredibly hard-boiled achievement, okay? Since this is a mandatory weapon to progress through the level, this is sort of an exception for this achievement not to be invalidated. Take advantage of it as you're blasting raptors that get into your way. And from this point on, the Deliverance achievement kayak will be our loyal companion. So this is another good opportunity to unlock this achievement in case you haven't already. Well, hello there, my one and only missed crystal from the main Let's Play series. I'm gonna be back for you in the New Game Plus video. It's absolutely amazing how little damage Lara takes from these traps, and what you'll want to do is in fact now take the lethal left path. Or is it lethal? See, nothing we can overcome via popping a few medpacks we have so painstakingly collected at this point. And this, my friends, is quite the shortcut reaching the core of Madubu Gorge. if you do decide to backflip from the ladder at the very top here, you will completely avoid triggering the appearance of a salamander. And hey, one less danger poisoning us is always good. And there we go, the longest South Pacific level, the Deliverance achievement should unlock in case you haven't unlocked it previously, and also you have beaten the 10th of the 19 required levels for this run. However, you are far more further than just half of the run, as you'll soon see. Now I wish I could claim this was my skill that got us past all these tribesmen without getting poisoned, but honestly guys, this was just dumb sheer luck. Should you get poisoned here, don't worry, a small med pack to cure your poison is just around the corner. Also, another opportunity to unlock No Time to Rollerblade is just presenting itself, so feel free to follow this sequence and you should be good to go and unlock the achievement. The Puna, time to finish South Pacific. Now I recommend picking up the small medpacks first before engaging him, just so you have some peace and quiet. And once you start, keep in mind that our runtime will be increased by the virtue of doing a pistols only run. However, something I realized is that our health bar doesn't matter. Puna will one-shot you with his lightning bolts no matter how much health you have, so should you get poisoned by one of the auras, honestly, it's no biggie. There's no need to even pop a medpack or anything like that, because the poison is so slow acting that you have enough time to finish all the auras and Puna himself with your pistols only before your health bar will run out. And he's gonna one-shot you no matter how much health you have. So honestly, the poison's just a cosmetic thing, you don't have to worry about that. And once I realized this, those lizards suddenly became way less threatening. Anyway, let's finish off this guy. That's it, my friends. India, Nevada, South Pacific done, on to the London next. And guess just how much time the next level is gonna take. Less than half a minute, that's how much. And unlocking I'm Just a Local achievement is a nice bonus on top. In case you guys need more help pulling this off and setting it up, I'm gonna provide a link to my full video in the description below where I'm explaining this shortcut. But for those of you who have already unlocked this achievement, let's not waste any more time, on to Aldwych we go. Now guys, you don't need a ticket at all to beat Aldwych. I know this is kind of mind-blowing, but we are gonna break this level. And what I mean by that is we are gonna avoid a few specific map triggers, meaning that we are gonna encounter somewhat different level map geometry than we should. Now I'm not gonna get into too much detail, just follow these steps. The point is that by the time we reach the turnstile we would need a ticket for, it's actually gonna be wide open for us. Anywho guys, your next destination should be the Red Crates room. Killing the hoodlum in the Red Crate room quickly enough will prevent him from summoning his body. And that's one less annoying enemy to deal with. picking up the first Solomon's key and turning back rather than continuing the corridor is the trick to ensuring that you will find the turnstile wide open later on in the level, okay? Please keep this in mind. I know the jump is a little bit tricky, which is why I recommend saving here, but this is the only way to ensure that you do not need to get the ticket and save up plenty of time. Interesting thing to note here is that whenever I do my run exactly like this, having avoided the turnstile map trigger, the hoodlum from the side corridor will never run out in time, and I always manage to beat him to this maintenance room, meaning it should in theory be possible to unlock the photo finish achievement this way. However, I cannot confirm that. I would need you guys to let me know in case you haven't already unlocked it, if doing the Aldwych run this way unlocks the achievement here for you. Right after pressing this button 4 times, you can make a beeline through the door just before it closes on you and make it on the other side and skip the entire maze. However, each time I've tried to do this, I would end up disappearing from the map in the remastered version of the game, therefore I cannot in clear conscience recommend it. Instead, we're gonna take the longer route through the labyrinth, but we're gonna be awarded for our patience with 2 small med packs, which will definitely come in handy later. And as you can see, via returning through the awkward jump and not the corridor behind the first Solomon's key, we avoided closing the turnstile and instead we see this weird open version of it. This enables us to move forward without the ticket. It's kind of mind-blowing. Now we broke the map, but we will also need to fix the map. Hold on a sec, Zelgadis, you said we need to fix the map. What on earth are you talking about? You know what, let me show you using the photo mode here. We would normally want to go down this tunnel to enter what I dubbed the Illuminati coach. However, you will see that an entire section of the map is now missing and there's no way to go through. And this is because we avoided the trigger which would normally close the turnstile, allowing us to enter a ticket and continue. The game thinks we didn't enter our ticket yet, so what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to take the shortcut around the corner here and go back to the red crates room, past the mining drill and the corridor behind the first Solomon's key to re-trigger the map, essentially refresh it and ensure that this missing part of the map will reappear. Now make sure to save here because this is actually easy to mess up. When you drop down here, one of the concrete tiles here is the trigger we are looking for, but you need to pass it only once, and what's worse, I'm not sure exactly which one of these it is that I'm passing over. So I'm making sure to touch all of them and only once, using the iron grating to return and drop back down. If for whatever reason the map does not reappear, load here, touch the concrete tiles again in a different order and keep trying up until you find that the map appears. In case you're thinking of scouting ahead with a photo mode, I'm gonna disappoint you, photo mode lies, because as you're passing through the free camera movement, you end up triggering it, and then when you get Lara there, you'll end up untriggering it. So this is kind of a trial and error thing, but if you follow the exact steps I took, you'll find that the map is no longer missing. There guys, pat yourselves on the back. This was really complicated, but you pulled it off, and the rest of the London chapter will be over in a blink of an eye. What follows is one of my absolute favorite skips. We are gonna skip almost the entirety of Lat's Gate from the very first secret. So it's very important when you drop down here, you need to sidestep facing directly forwards and take not 2 consecutive steps forward, but 1 step forward, pause, then 2nd step forward. And then you're gonna use the same trick you did in Thames Wharf, and that's to turn, walk forward into running jump, and just because I like to be stylish, I'll swan dive and make a somersault, and you've made it into the warehouse. There's just one problem. The guard that would normally drop the boiler room key is missing, so we're gonna have to do without it using our trusty old UPV glitch. Notice how the crystal is inactive. You actually cannot pick that thing up, but we're gonna cheer ourselves with this large medpack over here. Oh, and very important thing, despite the fact that you should have absolutely no harpoons in your inventory, make sure never even by accident to press the action key when controlling the UPV. You never know, that could be the minor thing that could disable your incredibly hard-boiled achievement, and we cannot let that happen, so just stay away from action key as you're controlling the UPV. we can finally breathe, we made it out of the water maze, but we are missing the boiler room key. What are we to do? Well, we are gonna trigger the UPV glitch. I explained this in my Let's Get video proper, link for that I'm gonna provide in the description below, but essentially you need to keep hammering the jump key when facing a wall underwater with a UPV, and during one of those animation frames, start holding the roll key to dismount. You should hear an engine sound and your oxygen bar suddenly freezing in place. Not only this will prevent you from drowning, but you'll be able to fly out of here and through the elevator shaft and into the level exit. You know, some things you don't believe just from hearing about them, you need to see them. And in case you're wondering, yes, it is absolutely safe to save whilst being glitched onto UPV like this, don't you worry. Now let's see that stat screen. 5.5 minutes, none too shabby for one of the largest levels. Let's wrap up London real quick. Enough said, isn't it? Now I'll be honest guys, I'm not sure if turning off the electricity is needed in this case, seeing as a fire died on the ledge to the side, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Let's see that stat screen and on to the final chapter we move. My most favorite level, but it's such a pain to speed run through, as is often the case. Now, first order of business is to get the boat, because without the boat we won't be able to dismount at the very final glacier, which has Billard's hut on top of it. You can glitch on top of it underwater if you're an excellent speedrunner, which I'm not. So we are gonna do this the old-fashioned way and actually get our hands on the boat and unlock the gate water mechanism. Now, in order to completely avoid monkey swinging and save some time, this is the tile where you actually want to get off the boat. Now, please save your game here, as this jump is quite tough. Aim as high on that slope as possible so that you'll have enough trajectory to make it through, and as a little bonus for when you do, you'll completely avoid spawning an RX Tech technician that would get in your way normally. But this way, there's only one dog to worry about. Couple of objectives we have here. We need to get our hands on a crowbar, turn on all the gas valves, turn on the generator, and therefore we'll be able to get into the office building, which has the key to the water gate unlocking mechanism. So let's tackle all these in order. You know, it breaks my heart to speedrun through my most favorite level like this, but I'm gonna cheer myself up when we tackle it in New Game Plus. Anywho, on to RX Tech Mines. Now remember, you want to hear the door opening sound 6 times exactly before you turn back and escape this endless loop. Now guys, I played around with this and I really tried to see if we could just get away with it, either having only winch or only the lead battery in order for us to make the swim to the finish line of the level. Unfortunately, you do need both key items and therefore also a crowbar to proceed. But don't worry, this is accomplished much faster than you might think. Let me show you. This right here is the one and only switch you do not want to press, because it will take you to a crystal route, which is actually much longer than the default one. Since we care about time and not about the crystals, the choice is clear not to press it. Now, leaving behind this flamethrower wielder with the 4 muties, you should naturally unlock Who Goes There achievement, seeing as this will mean a 7th mutant will eventually die to a flamethrower wielder's flames, just as a little bonus. Now this terrifying section will entirely depend on how many medpacks you have and what's your supply. If like me you've been picking them left and right, then you'll have the luxury of being able to pull this off using only 2 swims and 1 stop. If however you don't want to waste quite as many medpacks, make sure to take advantage of all 3 stops and do it in 4 swims. Either way is fine. Making a diagonal jump from the bridge next to the button will actually help you avoid triggering the 2 muties altogether, which is just a really lovely bonus. Anywho, that's it for the RX Tech Mines. Let's see the statistics and let's move on to the lost city of Tinnos, where I have quite the skip in mind for you. Now right from the get-go you might be thinking, okay, let's just corner glitch on top of the gate so that we can press the 3 buttons and continue the level. This is an excellent idea, and I tried it, and unfortunately if you do it like this without making the ladder appear first, the 3 buttons will not open the mechanism. I felt cheated. This is awful. So for now, we're just gonna have to get our hands on the Uli key and press the 2 levers and spawn the ladder properly before we'll revisit the gate unlocking mechanism and the 3 buttons. Afterwards, that's where things are gonna pick up and get really interesting. Before or after pressing the 3rd button, make sure to save your game here, because this will probably take a couple of attempts. Drop down, facing forward side flip, then make a standing jump which will nudge Lara a bit forward, then make a swan dive, then duck, go fully prone, make sure to turn Lara 45 degrees until she finishes the turning animation, and then make a standing jump. And this is the only reliable way I know of jumping over a map trigger, which If you do not trigger, you'll find that upon entering the Oceanic Masks room, the exit is clear and you don't need to do any challenges. It took me ages to figure out what this is, and there is a perfect setup guide for this, for which I'm gonna provide a link in the description below in case you're struggling. And guys, like I said, this will probably take multiple attempts. Do not despair. The reason is, upon you dropping down from the third switch and making a side flip, depending on how much pressure or how long you're holding the left key, Lara might turn a couple of inches and that can invalidate the whole thing. So just keep trying and I promise eventually it will work out. The final endurance test. Yes guys, we will have to take down Dr. Willard with our pistols, and this is gonna take exactly as long as you will think. So this is gonna bump up our runtime significantly, but honestly, it's a small price to pay for all the time we saved up not picking up any other weapons or ammunition and unlocking both achievements in one run. So be patient, you know the drill by now. The only thing you need to look forward to, of course, is not to fall asleep, and also occasionally Willard will change direction, which can play tricks on your muscle memory, and having to run circles the other way can be a bit trickier with the tank controls. Furthermore, the more artifacts you pick up, make sure to pay more and more attention where you need to stun Willard to ensure that you are in the opposite direction and the target artifact you want to pick up is behind you. And that's all the advice I can give you. You know everything by now, you are ready for this. Good luck and save as much as you need. Fun fact, you don't need to fight any of the RX Tech snow troopers. All you need to do is go behind this building to summon the helicopter, and from then on you'll be on a timer until the damn thing lands and the gate to it opens, which is how you'll trigger the level end. So this right here is where we make our final stand until the gate opens, hopefully not getting roasted alive. There we go, I only play for sport, always finish the game in less than 6 hours and incredibly hard-boiled, beat the game using only Lara's pistols. We did it guys, but I am interested in something more. I wanna know what's the overall time it took us. Now before I'll reveal this, and sorry for the suspense, I need to share something with you. I've made a poll some time ago asking who you're gonna go on a wrong poll. I've made a poll asking how much time do you guys think it took me to beat Tomb Raider 3 using pistols only. Vast majority of you guessed 4 hours, 23% 5 hours, 10% guessed 3 hours. Now I have made exactly the same kind of poll on Patreon, and there half of you guys, although it's a much smaller sample size of course, said 3 hours. 1/3 of you said 4 hours, and of course we also have a couple of people guessing 5 hours. Now let's see who was in fact correct. 2 hours and 32 minutes. This is incredible. If we were just 67 seconds faster, we would top up our Tomb Raider 1 speedrun time. I would never have expected this. And I'm sorry for the deception guys, in the poll every single answer was incorrect, but those of you who guessed 3 hours were the closest to the truth, so yay! Thank you for your trust, I appreciate it. Now during this run we have also somehow encountered 2 secrets, 15 crystals, got our hands on 97 goodies. As you can see, this guide shows you how to pick up way more med packs and flare boxes than you'll actually need, but hey, having more resources is never a bad thing, and if you pick up less, you'll have a much better time. Somehow we managed to also land 64 kills, which is way more than I expected. When it comes to our accuracy, it's actually at 94%. I guess just using pistols really pays off for accuracy. We have used 10.5 medpacks. Honestly, it'd probably be half of that if we were to take it a bit more casually in RX Tech mines and not try to speedrun the swim. And when it comes to the distance traveled, I mean, this is what essentially 1/3 of a 100% let's play. But it's 22.18 kilometers, which translated to in-game squares is 11,989. And yes, unfortunately, I cannot really tell you how many objects we have broken. I don't care, that's not something I keep a track of in this kind of run. And also, I find it just interesting to compare to our Tomb Raider 2 speedrun, how we did there. We were essentially sort of 33 minutes faster, found no secrets whatsoever, got way more pickups however, and had to land way more kills. Our accuracy was a bit worse despite using pistols only, and we spent more medpacks. So in some ways it was a worse speedrun, but then again, the time was way more impressive, and I'm just so much more familiar with Tomb Raider 2 than I am with Tomb Raider 3. Therefore, I am still incredibly proud of this statistic screen. Guys, 1 bloody minute and we could have beaten our record from Tomb Raider 1's pistols only speedrun guide. My goodness. God damn it, so close, but this is still an incredible result, you know, Tomb Raider 1 having 15 levels and here we had to be 19 levels, and these are different levels in scope altogether. I mean, there's no caves level here, for God's sake. So yeah, I'm still very proud about this, and I think it also shows a little, you know, we managed to do this for Tomb Raider 2 under 2 hours. That's simply because I'm just so extremely comfortable and familiar with Tomb Raider 2 being my most played and most favorite Tomb Raider game. Tomb Raider 3, I have just way less knowledge about. Nevertheless, I do hope today's video has been useful, that you are ever getting closer to unlocking your Platinum trophy. Speaking about trophies, let's just briefly take a look. So guys, looking at this breakdown, we have of course the 21 achievements to get from the Lost Artifact expansion, but even before that, we have not wrapped up all 60 of the core Tomb Raider 3 set. So let's break it down further. Our first playthrough gave us the 57 sort of level and first playthrough specific achievements as I planned the way and the journey to collect them all, and we've now just unlocked 2 more. The incredibly hard-boiled and I only play for sport always. So that means we have 1 more achievement keeping us away from the coveted Platinum Trophy, assuming you are of course playing on PS4. On PS5, no such luck. By the way, when it comes to the new Remastered trilogy, you can unlock the Platinum for Tomb Raider 4 Remastered, but Tomb Raider 5 and 6 are categorized as DLC and you cannot. Whereas on PS4 you can just get all 3 Platinums for all 3 games. I don't understand these PlayStation policies, but anywho, back to the present. Talking about that one final achievement keeping us away from the trophy, I want to take us to Raiding the Globe website, where I'm also gonna explain the next steps and sort of prepare ourselves for the New Game Plus, because that, my friends, is gonna be a completely silent, no commentary video, and my objective isn't just to beat New Game Plus, it is to 100% it. And considering how tough and difficult it was for Tomb Raider 2 despite my close and intimate familiarity with the game, and also the fact we were not able to kill one bloody annoying shark, so technically not a 100% playthrough because there's just not enough harpoon gun ammunition, let's see how we'll be doing in Tomb Raider 3. This New Game Plus mode, from what I hear from people online, is much easier and more forgiving than Tomb Raider 2's. So, before we put that to the test with the next video, let's check Raiding the Globe and to see the breakdown of all the things that are different and new in this difficulty mode. Now guys, in case you are fans and haven't heard about them yet, Raiding the Globe is a website that's been around since forever, since the originals were coming out. They have all the news, digital resources for your walkthroughs, wallpapers, all the good stuff. And essentially these guys also did an excellent rundown of the New Game Plus modes, we're one of the first websites to do so. Plus, if you want, you can play the main theme directly from it, which I think is an awesome touch, but I can't recommend this page enough. So, we've already covered Tomb Raider 1 and Tomb Raider 2 New Game Plus modes, we've mastered them, we are still bearing the scars of those encounters. Let's move on to what's supposed to be the ultimate challenge, Tomb Raider 3, okay? So, let's see it. Now, again, I'm led to believe this is going to be easier than the ridiculous combat-heavy Tomb Raider 2, but let's see. First and foremost, Lara has all weapons from the start, with 1 clip for each and no unlimited ammo. As is usual per the previous games, all medpacks in the levels have been replaced by ammo. Again, same deal. In Tomb Raider 1 we had to find and use safe crystals to heal. In Tomb Raider 2, find all 3 secrets to get some medpacks, so technically medpacks did exist. In Tomb Raider 3, no medpacks whatsoever. This also means more ammo on those much tougher enemies. However, 95 crystals are located in the same positions as in New Game. Okay, now, this is where I'm gonna have to fix a mistake I did in my Madubu Gorge video, and that's to get all 9 crystals of that level. But I'm probably gonna end up using the same crystals, because the way the crystals work, now still being in the same place, and this is why before our first playthrough of TR3, I said let's try to get all of them to memorize where they are for New Game Plus. This is where they come in handy. Crystals are collected into the inventory and are the only items used to save the game and heal Lara. So this is how it used to work in the original Tomb Raider 3. Well, okay, yes and no. You would collect the crystals into your inventory, and I don't mean the upper key menu, I mean the one where you have your guns and medpacks. It would be there, so scrolling would and now will take a little bit of extra time, although, no, actually not, because there'll be no medpacks. Anyway, you will have it in the normal items inventory ring with all your supplies, and you get to use them only once to save the game. So way more limited saving, but by now you have beaten Tomb Raider 3 at least once, so you know what's up ahead. This is gonna be a really cool challenge, I think. Furthermore, it seems they will heal Lara. Now, I don't know at this stage if they're gonna heal us like a small medpack would, or maybe up to 100%, okay? That remains to be seen. But I'm also thinking maybe it would be a cool challenge to get them all, but not use them to save within a level. But then again, there are some things, I don't want to just beat the game on New Game Plus, I want to 100% it. So I think I'm going to allow myself to use those crystals. I just feel dirty, healing as well as saving, because we managed to beat the game without using a single medpack on normal difficulty. Anywho, we'll see how it will go. But this is why the placement is important to know. this actually is a relief for me. The save game menu also opens up automatically when levels end, and Lara is healed to 100%. This was also the case in the original PS1 version of the game. In case you're wondering what PC version was like, it was free saving, just like in Tomb Raider 2. But the PlayStation, you had to use save crystals for TR3. Also on the PC version, the crystals would heal you like a small medpack, would also cure poison if you found a crystal whilst poisoned. So PC was way easier in this regard, and they're kind of trying to bring this combination of both original PS1 and PC versions together. It is interesting. All cheats do not work on New Game Plus, we don't care about those, they are not even tied to achievements like in the first game. Enemies' health and attack values have been increased, so if Tomb Raider 2 was any indication, it seems that different enemy types receive unique touch-ups. That means sometimes an increase in health can be as much as 50%, sometimes it's doubled, sometimes it's even tripled, so I don't really know exactly what we'll be facing. But in general, I feel the enemies aren't quite as tough as in Tomb Raider 2, so this should be an easier challenge. Not as easy as in Tomb Raider 1, but easier than in Tomb Raider 2. The damage from obstacles and traps is lethal or nearly lethal. Guys, I hope you remember the tricks of the trade we used for ichnophobia in Jungle and Temple Ruins. Just gonna put it out there, because anything else than a perfect run, like Lara would pull it off, is gonna result in death or near-death status. We'll see. I think the practice we had for ichnophobia is really gonna come in handy. Now, monkeys are aggressive from the start in Jungle. I always knew they're up to no good. Again, helps me with my conscience a little. In high security compound, and this is funny, all weapons, ammo and flares are lost forever, crystals remain. This was the case in the original PS1 version. Also in the original PC version, the crystals wouldn't enter your inventory, they would be auto-consumed upon touching them, so you would actually lose everything in high sec compound, but you would get one small med pack, and I assume that's what's gonna happen here as well. But you maintain your safe crystals, thank goodness. Prisoners become aggressive after a certain point from the start in Area 51. Now here's the thing, I don't know if this necessarily means the prisoners will become aggressive when we get our pistols. What I think it means is that the few prisoners we need to kill other guards or even open up a trapdoor for us when climbing a ladder, those will be friendly, but every other prisoner will be hostile already before we'll have our guns and we'll just kind of have to outrun them. That's kind of what I think will happen. We'll see. Australian soldiers are aggressive from the starting crash site. Again, I'm not gonna shed any tears because these guys drop MP5 ammo, so there's that. Flamethrower enemies are aggressive from the start in RX tech mines. Is anyone surprised, really? I mean, they're aggressive on the surface in Meteorite Cavern, even in the normal difficulty. I have absolutely no mercy with these bastards. Now this is gonna be my biggest pain point. The number of wasps in the Lost City of Tinnos returns to the original 79. So, like I explained in my Lost City of Tinnos video, I'm not really sure 79 is their original number, and honestly, that's where I'm gonna leave it for now. I have no bloody clue what the original number of wasps is supposed to be, but this seems to imply that there aren't gonna be infinitely respawning wasps, which is good, because the original PS1 version had a seemingly or virtually, for all intents and purposes, an infinite number of wasps spawning over and over and over, and it was exactly as annoying as you can imagine. So it seems it's gonna be a bit more forgiving on the remastered version in the New Game Plus difficulty mode. However, I have no idea, with the increased health as well, at least a double I expect, how many bullets this is gonna consume. And if we're just, gonna randomly run out of ammo during the first wasp's nest, I still don't know exactly how I'll manage my ammunition, and that's why I'll practice on PS4, PS5, GOG, and then I'll record on Steam. Okay, so I have 4 New Game Pluses of Tomb Raider 3 up ahead of me at the time of me recording this, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. And finally, this one's funny, but I really like it, Spider Willard's movement speed is 10% faster. So I really cannot wait to see just how tougher this will be, because honestly, this boss fight is kind of ridiculously easy if you know to control Lara well enough not to just keep falling from a pit in a circle from that camera angle. So making him faster, I'm actually looking forward to testing this out in the practice, and honestly, I don't think anything's gonna be as painful as taking down Willard with pistols only, even on normal difficulty mode. Let's use Desert Eagle on New Game Plus. I'm willing to bet anything it's gonna be so much faster than it was today, but we'll see, of course. I might regret those words. So keeping all this in mind, guys, I have some serious practice to do. Now it's probably gonna take me roughly 2 weeks or so to put this video together. It's gonna be the longest game. I assume the video is gonna have somewhere between 8 to 10 hours. And I kind of have to do it 4 times across all platforms, so this will take a while. Whilst I'll be working on this, I will also do a little bit of a let's play of the Tomb Raider 4 Remastered times exclusive level, you know, to at least get into the new Remastered trilogy and also just kick off the series for when we'll wrap up Tomb Raider 3 altogether. And only after the New Game Plus is finished and we have our Platinum Trophy, I'm gonna tackle probably my absolute most favorite classic Tomb Raider levels in the Lost Artifact expansion. So, lots of work ahead of me. I'm gonna start cracking down on it as much as I can. I would like to thank you guys for your patience, for also having to wait for this video for so long, and I would not have been able to do that without my amazing patrons, whom I would like to use this opportunity to thank right now. Blank Goopel, Meek, Severin Drax, Enstickle, Katie Danger, and Pooh the 2. Thank you guys so much for being my loyal Winstons, and for treating Tony the Loon to some spicy Indian chicken Windaloo, setting him on fire. Next, I would like to say big thanks to my caretaker Winstons, Michael McConkey, Karavetu, Renegade Durney, Blanket Fox, Jonathan Jones, and to Sheer. Thank you guys so much for your support of the channel, and also for giving Puna today some sleeping pills so he to take the afternoon nap on his lazy chair. This way he didn't cause us too much trouble. I would also like to give special thanks to my brave veteran Winstons, Andrea Paviglianiti, Alexander, and Richard Dearman. Thank you guys so much for your valiant support of the channel, and also thank you for today being drill instructors to spoiled Princess Sapphire Lee. You made her run the City Assault course, and it was enough to knock the wind out of her lungs, although still not quite as good as Lara. And finally, I would like to give one very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your long and generous support of the channel, for all your kind comments, and also for turning the entire Meteorite Cavern into an ice skating rink. This way Lara was able to move around with grace, shooting Dr. Willard with her pistols, and he just wasn't able to catch up, poor guy. Thank you again. With your assistance we defeated this final tedious boss with style. And on a final note, I'd like to say thanks to my free Patreon members as well as to you guys for watching and making it to the end of this rather long video. Now you know exactly what I'm gonna work on next, an entire New Game Plus long run of Tomb Raider 3 and also the Times exclusive level for Tomb Raider 4 Remastered before I move on to the Lost Artifact expansion. Lots of practice, lots of work ahead of me, so let me get to that, and until I'll see you next time, I wish you all happy raiding.